We are back, and you're tuned into the Music Loft here on Niche Nation Radio each and every Wednesday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this show here is sponsored by Legion of Music Recording Studio. So make sure you go and you follow them, and that's at Legion of Music, music with the K, and set up your studio time today. We have Jay Manifest, super producer, here in the studio with me. And now back to you. We were talking about, your production credits and your studio setup and things like that.
Yes.
Now, I want to ask, has there ever been any obstacles that you have faced personally to get where you're at today?
Yeah, it's been a few. One of them, it was a time where back in my hometown, sometimes you just have those people who just not in your favor.
Yes.
And I get to work one morning and my whole studio was white clean.
Wow.
Yeah,
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, white, nothing in there. It's almost like they cleaned it up for me, bleached it and everything. Smelled good and everything in there, no equipment. And I was like in the middle of doing a album deal with someone. So the hard drives were gone. I couldn't, get anything. So I had 2 weeks to get all this music re-recorded. Well, first of all, the first thing I had to do was buy all the equipment over. Like, I was young. I didn't have any insurance.
Yeah.
So I had to come out of pocket and buy everything over and still get this project done within 2 weeks. Yeah. So that's one obstacle.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
It's that saying, when God closed one door, he opens up, another one
Most
for
definitely.
you. Yeah. Now, you have to have a lot of mental tools to stay in this business. Again, we mentioned about the obstacles that you're facing. I mean, what kind of advice would you give someone that will want to get into this and just say, mentally, how they have to be prepared?
Right. Well, the first thing you got to have is some patience.
Okay.
When the second thing you have to do is be consistent.
That I do agree with.
And the third thing you have to do is be different.
Yes.
And if you apply those three along with the talent that you have, like, ain't no such thing as losing.
Yeah.
Only way you lose is if you stop.
Okay.
It's gonna happen. Like they always say, if you stand in line long enough, eventually you get to the front.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yep.
Exactly.
Now, do you play any instruments? I know you did mention you kind of play the keyboard.
I do a little drumming,
bit.
but I can play the keyboard by ear, but not by the nose.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your favorite producers other than yourself, you did mention that you like the Kanyes and
DJ Premier.
DJ Premier. What about the newer ones? You got Metro Boomin. You have the 808 Mafia.
Right.
Beethoven.
Yes. I like all of those guys. Yeah. But with the new generation, I would probably say C-Note. I like C-Note.
Yeah.
Honorable C-Note.
Yeah.
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 I like his versatility.
Yeah, he is. He's a really good producer as well.
Yes.
And how do you build your production? You get the artists that come into your studio and go, hey, I want to use your services. What is needed from that artist?
Right.
Do you want to know the hook, or how does their vision?
Right. Well, a lot of times they already have an idea. They have the hook. And me and Los will just kind of create the music, around the hook. Sometimes you have people, but sometimes it depends on the budget.
Yeah.
Yes. Some people may have the budget just to come in here and they just got to shop with what we already have.
Okay.
But if we got to do something custom made for you, then it's a little different.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Has there ever been a track that you did that you wish, after listening to it, that I can go back and just edit?
Yep. The worst beat I feel like I've done in my life was the biggest record I ever done. And that was Red Monkey Jeans by Jonte. I don't know if you remember that song. It played on BET 4 or 5 times a day. Probably back in 2006, 2007. Probably one of the worst records I've been a part of.
Why you think it was the worst record?
It was, it was done in 30 minutes. It was just, hey, he was 12, 13 at the time. His dad was paying for his studio time. He had about $100. And 50 of that went to the studio, and he just said, I got $50. You can make me any kind of beat. I just threw him anything together in 10 minutes, not even thinking. And the song made BET.
But you mentioned that it made BET, so I think that was a good thing.
That was a good thing. But as far as the work, I wasn't proud of it.
Okay.
Like, if I would have known that, it would have been a totally different song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we have a lot of one-hit wonders that come in, because I get, MP3s from a lot of artists.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are really good. They get the spins and you see the videos and things. And do you think now is the absence of really good artists that are, that can come out a little bit more and kind of stay around for longevity?
Right, it is. But we're in an era now where the one-hit wonder is not really determined by the music. The one-hit wonder is determined by the business behind them. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, whether they're weak artists or whether they're strong artists, they can become a one-hit wonder because their business wasn't set straight behind them.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I follow you on Instagram, and I kind of went seeing a lot of I followed you through your Revolt TV conference.
Yes.
Situation that happened, where in Miami. And it was a really good thing. I think that a lot of artists should get down there and kind of network. What is the one thing you mentioned to me? There were a lot of different educational classes.
Right.
What's the one thing that you grasp from it leaving there?
Branding.
Very important.
Yes.
Very important.
Yeah. Branding. Mm-hmm. And in the near future, everybody should go to the Revolt. It's something that you can leave with from going to that conference.
Yeah. Now, what would be a good path for an artist to brand themselves? When you said branding, because that could be a wide scope.
Right.
So,
I mean, make sure your merchandise is right. Mm-hmm. You make sure when you put out a project, you pushing it the right way. You make sure that it's presentable, and just make sure the fundamental things are in order and everything else will fall in place.
Okay.
When you go do a show, or whether you're at an open mic or whether you got paid $10,000 for a show, make sure you have merchandise, business cards, flyers, CDs, whatever. If you can't do it, get a team to do it.
Yes, I do agree.
Leave an imprint there.
Yeah, I do agree.
Yeah.
Now, you have a lot of artists that come into your studio and record.
Yes.
I had asked this question previously to another producer that, I interviewed, and I'm just curious. What is the percentage of the individuals that come in and record, leave, that kind of stand behind what they recorded in the studio, meaning, getting out there again, branding themselves, marketing?
Probably 2%.
Gosh, and you know what the funny thing he said? 2%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably 2%.
Yeah. It's a sad thing, but I think personally it's a waste of money.
Yeah, it can be a waste of money.
Yeah, and to do that, and you find out that it's not working for you. Right. Now tell me about your label.
Right. Well, Legion of Music is more so I cater to producers, so I don't have any artists, signed as of now. I just cater to producers and manage producers.
Okay.
That's what it's all about. And I'm even open to working with outside producers too.
Alrighty.
Because I come from an era where there was no vessel to get beats through this person to that big person.
Okay.
So if I feel like you got some hot music, whether you're signing me or not, hey, let's do business. Let's, work out the logistics, and I'll shop your music.
Okay.
So that's pretty much what Legion Music is.
Yeah. Because you did mention that you do some music consultant. So that's part of it as well.
Exactly.
All right. So you have studio, production, and consultant.
Yes, and my lifestyle brand, Kicks and Snares.
Yeah, we're going to get into that to the next hour. I didn't forget about that.
Okay, let me slow down.
Yeah, I didn't forget about that. But so production is the group of your team that you did mention.
Yes.
How did you come about with that team? You knew them from childhood, or?
No, well, actually, I didn't know anyone. I moved here to Raleigh, and my homeboy Gully Mack, he introduced me to Los Coleon. Mm-hmm. And Sequence, he introduced me to Wim Symphony. Mm-hmm. And me and D Money, we just had a whole bunch of mutual friends, and we just kind of connected from there.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good. Now, right now, we are going to go into break, but before we do, I would like to drop the single that you had produced on Rick Ross's album, Mastermind. So can you please do the honors of introducing it?
Yes. Right now, you are listening to Drug Dealer.